What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to High School Never Ends, a Pop Punk Dad podcast. I am Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris183. And hey, guys, guess what? It's Movie May. You know what that means. We're going to review all of your favorite movies. Oh, wait. No, we're not. We're not doing that this time around. We're going to go a little bit of a different direction, aren't we, Wingman Steve?
Movie May Soundtrack Edition. Dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum. Sorry, we didn't come up with a stinger.
No, we didn't, but that's right. We're going to talk about the music. This is a music podcast after all. And so we said, you know what? Let's just put a little bit of a spin on Movie May that's closer to the spirit of the podcast and talk about soundtracks. I love that, right? We talked about movies and you know what? We always mixed in the soundtrack conversation into the movie, but we never purely talked about that. So that's what we're going to do today. And today we're going to talk about a soundtrack for a movie that is starring Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. I'm sure you guys know by now what it is, but I'll tell you what. Here's something I'm going to do. I'm not going to announce what we're going to do. I'm going to announce our guest, and he's going to announce what we're doing today. So back again. Love to have him back on the show. I was going to say for the first time, that makes no sense. We'd love to have him on the show. Mr. Steve Kelly, welcome back.
What's up, guys? It's good to be here.
And the reason why we're doing this episode is basically for you. So why don't you tell us
guys,
what the album is? And so let's dial it back a second. I know that you played in a band whose sole purpose was to cover this soundtrack, and we need to know all about it. So tell us what we're talking about and give us some of the whys behind this.
I'm talking about a little place called Aspen. We are talking about the movie Dumb and Dumber. And yeah, honestly, I was in a band that covered the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack. It was one of the best experiences of my life because the soundtrack is so good. And I imagine that a lot of people listening to the podcast, following the series, are going to think this is a little bit of an oddball choice, but the soundtrack rules, guys. I'm not going to bury the lead. I love the soundtrack. So I am super excited to talk about it more with you guys. I was in a cover band. We were called I Got Worms.
Okay. That tracks.
Yeah. And it was with my buddy Dale, Chris, and John. We practiced for about 5 years and played about 2 shows. But it was great. We were New York's preeminent Dumb and Dumber soundtrack cover band.
So have there been copycats since you've done this?
Who knows?
So, hold on. So you had a band that only played this soundtrack, and that's it.
Yeah, we got covered or written up in Brooklyn, which was like a web blog at the time. Before we played, I think that was our first show. The 2 shows that we played, one of them was at Chris's girlfriend at the time, now wife. She had a loft apartment in Brooklyn, and we set up all of our gear in there to play to a crowded apartment. I'm surprised it didn't get shut down by the cops. And then we took it to an official bar. We played at the Trash Bar, which is no longer in Brooklyn, but we played there as our second show and had a very respectable showing. It was a blast.
Okay. I got like 100 questions, but I'm sure Steve wants to get in there. He's chomping at the bit, but I don't care. I'm going to ask my questions. So number one, this is very specific what you guys were doing.
Oh, it's niche.
Well, I hate to say on a podcast, but I just can't gather my thoughts here. How about this? What year were we talking about? Can you divulge the year that we're talking about, or years that you did this?
Yeah, this was I feel like 2015, maybe.
2015. In this movie, okay, so first of all, this movie come out in what year? 1990, was it 5 or earlier than that?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, 94.
So in 1994, you had a movie that had a soundtrack that was gotta be pretty obscure at the time. Like I guess some of these bands that are on the soundtrack you've heard of in 1994, but I can't sit here and tell you that they're well known. Like most of them are well known. Again, some of them are, but most are not. In my opinion, if you want to prove me wrong, you're welcome to do that. But back to the point. In 2015, you not only so how did you decide to do this? Let's start there. That's probably the easy question.
Did all four of you have a really hankering for this soundtrack?
I would say, okay, so Chris was one of the singers. He was very enthusiastic about this. Chris and I were roommates, and we both really loved the soundtrack. And we were like, wouldn't it be cool if we did this? We recruited our buddy Dale to play drums and our friend Fiona to play keyboards and sing some of the female girl parts to the various songs. And then we had another gentleman that played bass for a while, and then he left, and we recruited my buddy Mab, John Mab, who is another huge fan of the soundtrack.
So you were playing guitar, not bass?
I was playing guitar, not bass.
Okay.
Yeah,
Steve Kelly,
so
normally a bassist.
Well, come on, man. Multi-instrumentalist.
That's true.
We got Mab to play bass because he was like, how could you start this band without me? Like, I'm meant to play in your Dumb and Dumber soundtrack cover band. And so we did. We brought him in. And so I would say, like, the majority of the band were Dumb and Dumber soundtrack enthusiasts.
And when you played, was this album played in order of the track listing, or did you mix it up?
No, definitely not. We mixed it up. The other thing I want to say about the soundtrack that is unrelated to the cover band, but like I started playing bass because of the soundtrack. So
I assume when we get to a specific song, you'll probably elaborate.
Yeah, I can elaborate on that. But like I feel like this is a very important album to me. And I also I was obsessed with the movie. Like do we talk about the movie a little bit?
We can.
Yeah.
We will in a second. Yeah, I still have more questions. I'm sorry. We can't get to that yet.
You should ask those questions, and then I can't wait to talk about the soundtrack. But if people want to know, like, why is this kid talking about the soundtrack? What are his qualifications?
He's qualified.
Very qualified.
He's qualified.
Yeah, I mean, I got to hear more about how this was the reason you decided to pick up a bass. Like, this was the reason. Jim Carrey's movie about whatever. And okay, so I'm not throwing shade, by the way. I'm just trying to understand. So you found 4 to 5 additional people that were willing to do this, willing to not only maybe listen to the soundtrack or fans of the soundtrack, but also spend time learning the music from this soundtrack from bands like The Sons, Gigolo Ants, and Echo Belly. They're willing to do all of that.
Yes. All 3 of those.
And you were not only able to fill an apartment full of people that wanted to hear it, you were able to get a decent crowd at a bar, all of which wanted to hear this soundtrack. I'm blown away.
Yeah, actually, okay, this is kind of cool. Tyler, the drummer from A Great Big Pile of Leaves, who plays drums on Port Maria stuff, like, we knew each other, but like he found out that we were playing this the Trash Bar show, and he was like, "Oh, I'll definitely be there because I love that soundtrack. It's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time." So what I'm hoping you find out when we put this out, deep in my heart, I really hope that like there are a lot of sleeper Dumb and Dumber soundtrack fans that come out of the woodwork to let you know, like, great choice.
I think there are, just from, well, then again, I might have been looking in biased places because, like a lot of the soundtracks that we're talking about, not every song is on Spotify. So me, where I go to listen to that, because I assume you might have a CD. I don't have this CD or anything like that. He's about to take it out. There. Oh, it's a vinyl. Okay, fantastic.
Yeah.
Where I had to go, and I don't, Chris, maybe is to YouTube, and I would scroll through the comments, and I did. There are a few articles out there ranking the top, ranking all the songs on the soundtrack. Maybe you've seen that article. So I do think that there is a contingent of people who fall into the same category as you that had some deep connection to this album, like Chris did with American Pie.
Yeah, but I think that had more to do with the nostalgia for the movie. And yes, I really like the songs, but it was more tied to the movie nostalgia.
Ooh, perfect
I
transition.
think that made the songs better. I don't know if it's the same thing for you. I mean, maybe it is.
Let's talk about the movie, guys. The movie, just some quick little facts here. Movie did come out December 16th in 1994. It was written by the Farrelly brothers. I think this was their first movie that they got made. That they wrote. Obviously, we said it stars Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels. It grossed almost $250 million worldwide. The soundtrack came out a couple weeks before, November 22nd, 1994. And a lot of people really love Dumb and Dumber. So what do we think about Dumb and Dumber? Steve, you were about to go into this and we put a pause on it. So let's unpause.
I love this movie so much. I think this is like a buddy comedy that has so much heart. It's dumb, but it lives up to. They just play it so well. Like Jeff Daniels in this role is so great. Jim Carrey in this role is so great, and it's. I don't know how to put this, but how in Old School, that is a Will Ferrell role where he is just silly and aloof and. He plays it so straight, he's completely aloof, and it's very just like a heartwarming character when he plays Frank the Tank. I feel very similar to, or I feel it is similar when Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are playing these two characters. It's a lot of heart, and it comes through. I love this performance so much by them.
Chris?
Oh, you want me to go?
Sure.
I'm not going to be as friendly as Steve. I don't really think the Farrelly brothers make funny stuff. I think that probably the best one from my perspective, maybe Kingpin, maybe just parts
It's a great
of it,
movie.
and maybe parts of more parts of There's Something About Mary. Those two might stick out. But I don't know, The Ringer, Me, Myself, and Irene, The Heartbreak Kid, All Pass, Dumb and Dumber. So I think it had its place. Now, at the time when I was that age, I think I was, I don't know, maybe 11 or 12, who knows? Definitely there was a lot of things that I laughed at and I thought were great. I was a big Jim Carrey fan at the time. I liked Jim Carrey on... In Living Color, obviously what he had done with Ace Ventura. So I was going to buy into this no matter what. It's just that over time, I guess I just kind of soured to that type of humor. And if I watch it today, I'm not as into it. I just don't find it that I don't find this brand of humor as funny. Now, granted, I haven't seen the movie in a while. Would I be willing to give it another chance? Just to give it another chance, yeah. And I didn't see the new Dumb and Dumber movie, by the way, so we could throw that one out.
Oh,
but
you don't
no
need
good.
to see any of the. You don't need to see any sequels. It's hard to. I think they tried to follow this up. It fell so flat. It was really bad.
The bathroom scene, obviously that's funny, right? There's a lot of funniness to that, but. The line about so you're saying there's a chance. I mean, maybe it's just played out. I don't know. I'm just not as
have a
into
head.
Look, it's not all bad. It's just not my favorite comedy movie of all time. I can't say that, and I can't say it's even top 10 for me. But I don't hate it. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I'm somewhere in between you guys. I'm a huge fan of comedy movies, for sure. And I'm a huge fan of Jim Carrey. I mean, Jim Carrey was on quite the run there in the mid 90s. Couple Ace Venturas, The Mask was great. The Cable Guy, Liar Liar, The Truman Show, Man on the Moon. And in terms of the Farrelly brothers, I think they've got fantastic movies. They didn't write and direct all of these, but they were a part of. This was their first. Kingpin, outstanding. There's Something About Mary, outstanding. I loved Me, Myself, and Irene. I like Me, Myself, and Irene better than Dumb and Dumber. I will say that for sure. Shallow Hal, pretty good. Not my favorite. I thought The Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller was hilarious. And then there's not too many other ones that stick out too much to me. Apparently, Peter Farrelly was part of that Ricky Stenicki, the movie that came out last year. That was pretty funny. I liked that. So I'm pretty high on them. I don't think.
Let's agree. This first movie, they're still on the ascent here. This particular movie, and you're telling me that There's Something About Mary did not come out before this.
There's Something About Mary came out in 1998.
Oh wow. Okay.
Kingpin was 96. This was 94.
Oh man, Kingpin. I remember seeing that in the movie theater with my dad.
Yeah.
It's great.
So I think that there are moments of this movie that are quite funny. I don't think that all the jokes land. I do not disagree with you, Steve, that it's a buddy comedy that has a lot of heart. And for their first movie, I think it's a pretty decent flick, but it's not one of those like old school Wedding Crashers comedies that like just lives on for free in my head forever. I did go back and watch it today simply because here's the thing. We usually, at least the last couple of years, we talk about movies that have music related to them. We're just talking about their soundtrack here. And this is not a movie about music at all. Like we did American Pie last week. That's not about music either, but I think the music fits in. When you listen to this movie, like if you didn't specifically listen for it, you may not know where any of these songs actually are in the movie because it's just not focused on.
Are they in the background, like really lights, like you can't hear them?
Many of them, think about it, it's a road trip movie. They leave, where do they come from? Providence, Rhode Island, and they drive out to Aspen, Colorado, and they get lost, and they're in the dogmobile, and they're on a scooter or whatever, and there's just so much of that road trip background music while all the shenanigans are happening. Some of the biggest songs are on in the diner when it has nothing to do with the music at all. It's just background. So that's why when we came up with this topic, because I know Steve was in this band and I don't know the soundtrack, I wanted to give it a shot and see what the hype is all about. And so I think for me, the movie, I'm lukewarm on it. I'm not like, it's not like a must. I do have the DVD. It's not like a favorite ever, but it's pretty good.
I'm just taking that all in. Like I thought for sure, like everybody is into this movie as I am. It's okay. I love this movie. I remember when I lived with my buddy Thomas. He's like I don't know, 4, 5, or 6 years younger than me, and had never seen this movie. And I was like, "What? How have you never seen this movie?" Like I had this on VHS and watched it all the time. Mm-hmm. So this was like a very, I love this movie.
All right. Well, we said it about the movie. Now we can get into the songs, unless there's anything else that we want to prepare.
I don't think so. I think that we said our piece about the movie itself. I don't think there's anything more to say there. I think we just dive right into the music.
All right, cool. Well, for everybody listening, again, we'll point out that you can search the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack on Spotify and your streaming services. However, there are certain songs, and we'll call them out when we get to them, that are basically grayed out, which means, yes, Chris?
Actually, I do have something.
Okay.
You can finish your thought, and then I'll say it.
Oh, thanks. We'll call out which ones are not on the streaming services. I went to YouTube to listen to them. Maybe they're somewhere else. If you want to, we'll give you Steve Kelly's phone number. You can FaceTime with him, and he can play you from the vinyl if you'd like. But we'll call that out. Go ahead, Chris.
First of all, I don't own this CD, so I missed those songs. But I have a special surprise to one of them. Next is a conversation about how do you come up with this mix of artists? Like who chose them? Like where does this come from? Like how there's got to be some sort of rhyme or reason behind it. I'd imagine you have some kind of insight on this, Steve Kelly, but I'd love to know.
I maybe do, So I was surprised when I was working at Sony Music and I had access to like all of their recorded music catalog that like some of these bands have full albums that came out on like RCA or um, Columbia, and seemed like they like it, to me seems like this was like an A&R package, you know, like where some label put together a bunch of small bands they were working as like a, hey, can you fit these onto your soundtrack, and pitch them to the Farrelly brothers or whoever was working on this movie.
There's a
And I
music
think that's where it came
supervisor
from,
usually.
you know. Yeah. So I think that you know, like when I look down the list, the Gigolo Ants were definitely one of them. uh Pete Droge was another one of them that I remember like looking up. And I don't know that they were all on labels related to Sony, but to me it was like, whoa, I can't believe that some of these people had like full albums that came out around that time. It's definitely, you know, like 90s alternative singer songwriter kind of focused, for the most part. There are some, I don't know, genre wise, this is kind of all over the place, but I would say like the core of it is that, which fits for mid 90s.
Yeah, do you think that for a movie the directors or somebody has to sign off on, yeah, like we'll definitely go with this list, or I really like this. Do you think the Brothers were fans of all these bands, or do you think they just thought that this was fine?
Well,
Like
there's
whatever.
a music supervisor,
Or
and
did they pay them?
they can be someone is paid to like find out, present them probably with songs, and they may have songs in mind themselves, but someone has final cut. I don't know if that necessarily means it's the writers or directors or the music supervisor or perhaps the studio where the movie gets released. There's also costs involved, so
Yeah.
you know, there's people talk about this all the time that, you know, it's hard to get the Beatles and the Rolling Stones because it costs, you know, you can't get them in your TV shows and your movies because you got to pay top dollar. So if you're looking at, I really loved having this Rolling Stones song in for this scene, but maybe the Crash Test Dummies are only going to cost a fraction of a penny of that. So
I think
someone
that's a good
comes up with
point.
that.
And you're saying this is like the Farrelly brothers' first movie, like as unproven directors, probably at this time. You're not going to get a gigantic budget to go blow it out on. I don't know who else was popular in 1995, but
Nirvana.
yeah, sure.
But there's a budget for music.
Soul Asylum.
In any, yeah, there's a budget for music in any program, entertainment.
And that's what I kind of love about this is like, you know, none of these bands are really household names.
There's one or two.
Household names, like, you know.
In my household, they were. Telling you right now, we'll talk about it. I'm not going to say which ones. That would give it away. That would give it away. All right, go ahead. Let's start with the first household name, Steve. I don't care who wants to go. Steve Kelly, you're the guest. Why don't you kick it off?
I will kick it off. Chris, here is the deal. The Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead by the Crash Test Dummies and Ellen Reed is the song that got me started on bass. So this song starts off with a killer harmonica riff, and I heard that and was like, I must play the harmonica. I must play the harmonica. I must learn how to play this. And I was borrowing this soundtrack from my neighbor, Patrick, who was like, I don't know if you guys ever had like older neighbors when you were kids that you looked up to and just like wanted to emulate everything. I didn't have older brothers. So like I imagine same kind of deal. I looked up to this kid. He played guitar and he introduced me to like the Lord of the Rings. He built skate ramps in his driveway and was generally just like a cool dude to hang out with, but let me borrow like the Less Than Jake Losing Streak album and this. And I remember walking back and being like, hey man, I'm giving you this back, but like, I really think that I want to play harmonica now. And he was like, don't do that. That would be really silly. You should play bass. And so I borrowed a Fender catalog from him and obsessed over Fender precision basses for a while. And then I finally got one and joined my band a couple years later.
Nice.
and that's how I got started. So I owe it all to the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead by Crash Test Dummies and Ellen Reed. Um, yeah, that's my story there. I love this song. I would say I never did learn how to play harmonica, but in the band, this one was a blast to play. Nobody has the singer from the Crash Test Dummies low voice, but what a song!
You could
And
kind
this
of
is
fake
actually
that.
yeah, this is actually a cover of I think an XTC.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cover song, but it's great.
What's XTC?
They're a 70s English rock band.
Okay, I like the lyric. I like the melody here too. Is it my turn? Are you done? I don't want to cut you off, Steve, if you're still talking.
Only other thing I would say is like this is a great story for a song. It's an allegory for Jesus. So there's a little tidbit too.
I totally didn't see that at all. I'm like, what are they talking about? Who? Okay, he died grinning on live TV. Oh, got it.
Yeah, Peter Pumpkinhead is Jesus.
Why would they? What's Peter Pumpkinhead though?
They are creative. They're allowed to take creative liberties, Chris.
But I imagine it is like a big pumpkin head monster.
Well, there
Is
you
that
go.
not the way? Is that not the way to think about it?
I don't know that they always want you to take it so literally, but maybe.
I think that Crash Test Dummies definitely want you to take things literally. Have you seen their work? Have you listened to their songs?
I have. Still
There's not
trying to
enough-
figure out.
Wait. Is there an S at the end of that? Have you listened to their song?
Well, yeah. So it's surreal to hear that this guy sings something else, and they do have two songs, by the way, Crash Test Dummies. So it's not just the one; they have two. I heard it at Shop and Save the other day in the grocery store. But
Guys, I will also admit that I never owned God Shuffled His Feet when I was a kid. Like when it came out, that was the Crash Test Dummies album with
yes,
on
it
it.
was good
At
call.
the height of their popularity. But after we joined this cover band, I went back and I would listen often to that album. And there are many great songs on the album. It is shockingly good.
What's that? What's the other song they have? What's the second one? I know you know it.
I like no, not In the Time of the Caveman. It's
it's a hit. The other hit they have. There's two of them. If you
sure
heard
it's
it,
not?
you would know it. I can't think of it.
Are you
I
talking
know
about Afternoons and Coffee Spoons?
maybe. Wasn't that Stone Temple Pilots?
No.
Okay. So there's not a lot of him in this song. By the way, when I was in '94, I was really good at singing to the point where people would make me sing it for them. And as embarrassing and awkward as that probably sounds, I would do it, and it would sound okay. I actually put myself on tape singing that back then.
Really?
Yes, and I have it somewhere.
You got to dig that up.
You want me to dig up a cassette tape from 1994 that has me singing on it?
Yes. This is how we get TikTok famous.
I just want to say it's okay that we took aside a detour to talk about because it's also on the soundtrack, or at least it's in the movie.
It's in the movie, yes.
So they don't they don't have a lot of the leads. Like he's in there, but he's not in there a ton. It's mostly Ellen Reed, correct? Like she sings the majority of this song.
That is true.
I probably would have argued that if I was at the table with these guys. I want to hear more of that guy. I want to hear more of his voice. Not that Ellen's bad. I think she's pretty good, but I really do enjoy the melody of this song. I think you're right. Like it has a delightful tone to it. Even though I was dreaming of a pumpkin-headed monster being nailed to a chunk of wood and really kind of not understanding what that was. Now that you cleared all that up for me, it makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, I honestly I think it's a fun tune. It's super 90s, and I could hear this in the background of this movie. I actually could, without seeing the movie for like 20 years, I imagine this being like somewhere towards the beginning in some sort of opening sequence, but I don't know. That's what I think. Not a bad song at all, and I actually would listen to this one again.
I think this might be in the sea bass scene.
This is in the scene when the hitman dude is eating the pepper in the
Oh, yeah,
in the
that's right.
diner.
Yeah.
Very much just playing in the diner in the background. And apparently, Ellen Reed actually plays accordion for Crash Test Dummies. So interesting that they called it by Crash Test Dummies featuring Ellen Reed.
Oh, really?
Maybe she
Yeah.
joined Crash Test Dummies later. Yeah, that's what the Wikipedia says. But I agree that it's more of a her song than a their song. But maybe they just had a big hit right before this, so the name was probably best to put them in the forefront. I love it when a soundtrack brings you a song by like a one-hit wonder, or I don't know, they're definitely a one-hit wonder. If you're gonna push that they had another hit, maybe, but I don't believe it. But on a soundtrack, you can hear something new. Like again, last week we heard a different song from Dishwalla, and I didn't buy the Dishwalla album. I did not buy the Crash Test Dummies album, but it's cool to hear a different song, and this is a really good one. You mentioned real nice use of a harmonica. I thought that Ellen's voice kind of combined with just the backing of that super, super deep voiced Crash Test Dummies dude. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a storytelling song. There's a video of a bunch of people with pumpkin heads, and it also features Jeff Daniels. So I thought this is a good song to put at the first track here of the soundtrack. Not featured that much in the movie, but none of these songs really are.
See, I'm thinking of like a 7-foot tall monster, like made of vines with like this
You're thinking
scary
of Jack
pumpkin head.
Skellington.
No, that's like a friendly thing. Oh, by the way, I despise, I'm sorry, I despise harmonicas. I just do. I just always have, especially in the 90s. I wanted to do away with them. So if you love them, more for you. You can have them all. But if I had my way, I would collect all the harmonicas in the year of 94 and just throw them away.
We talked about Kingpin. Wasn't Blues Traveler like heavily featured in Kingpin? I feel like they played.
Yeah,
Did they?
maybe. I don't know. I still would take his. If I took his harmonica away, then he would have nothing.
I don't know if that's actually true, but I'm not going to fact check it right now. We
It
should
would
move
really-
on to.
There would be a big gap in his likability. Come on. What
All
would
right.
he do? I know you want to go on, but we're talking real stuff here, Steve.
Yeah.
Let the
Time to
conversation
move
flow. No. Now we're not moving on. We're going backwards. Easy.
We're always moving backwards.
Wait. Okay. So yes, now it's time to move on.
Well, I
Yes.
don't know. So you said that you didn't look into this. If it's not, this is not on Spotify, this next song, but I would tend to think that you probably know it. It's called New Age Girl by a band called Dead Eye Dick. It actually got up to number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. And this is a song for me that I've known forever, but
Yeah.
I have never known the band. I have never known the title. I just thought of it as the Merry Month. Like it's been, I don't know what else it's in, but it's in enough things that like I know this song for sure.
But it's in this, and like I think it's only in this, and it had like pretty good radio play back then.
It must have. I said it got to number 27 on the Billboard Hot 100. It had some sort of radio play for sure. I liked it a lot. It kind of feels like it mixes like 90s alternative with a little bit of like 80s punk. You know that the thing that they do in there.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a line like she don't eat meat, but she sure likes the bone. I like a pervy line like that. I think it's funny.
It was a different time.
Yeah, that's fine. She's a vegetarian. She doesn't eat meat, but she likes the bone. I'm not sure if it's related at all, but this video also has people with pumpkins on their heads in it. So it's on YouTube. Again, this song is not on Spotify, but if you look, there is a video on YouTube and there are people with pumpkins on their heads. Steve,
What?
are these
Weird.
related? I don't know.
I had no idea. That's
Yes.
news to me.
It's true. I watched it today.
Yeah, I'm always
I
blown
thought-
away that this is not on Spotify.
I thought you said we couldn't talk about it anymore. I thought you wanted to move on, and now you're bringing it back.
We're still talking about the song. We didn't need to go.
Yeah, but the pumpkin stuff.
Oh. Well, it's related to the last song,
Oh,
but
I see.
relevant to this song.
Double standard. I get it.
Not quite. So who's next? Chris, did you get this one?
I have a surprise.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
You have a
No
Dead Eye
way.
Dick CD?
I didn't know that there was a full album of Dead Eye Dick, Chris. You own the CD?
Look at these gentlemen that are.
That looks like the cast of Blossom.
It does. It looks like the cast of Blossom.
Is it Joey Lawrence?
So yes, I do have this.
That's so crazy.
I don't know.
So
if
you
it
are
matters
very
to you.
familiar. You are very familiar with this song, Chris.
So I'm very familiar with the song. Steve, I don't know if there's anything else to say beyond what Steve said. It's just this it's a goofy ass song that has a catchy melody. I see why it was on the radio in the early 90s. You could easily sing along to it. I don't think there's anything more than that, really. It's just one of those songs that is recognizable. It probably still is to a certain extent. Nobody would know who the band was, but it has, somewhat of a staying power. I feel like this is definitely going to be played at your local department store or grocery store as well in the background.
Just, I don't know, the fact that a song like this broke through in the 90s, like, what a weird time for music. I think it's so different than things are nowadays, where everything is very like put through a songwriting shop and then packaged for you, and everything sounds kind of the same. This was just a very strange song to hit radio.
I agree.
Good for them.
I don't know if I remember hearing it on the radio.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Mary Mo.
You know what's real cool is like on the inside of the CD, they actually have the lyrics. There's lyrics in here. So all the lyrics are identified. And they were from Ichiban Records.
Whoa.
Ichiban. It's printed. It looks like it's Canadian of some kind. And no, Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know. I'm very confused. But yeah, so I bet you didn't know I had this CD. And I bet you that I have not listened to the CD all the way through. But that's okay. I should, though. I should listen to them and see how they are.
I have a lot of CDs from back then where it was like, you know what is good on this song? One track that was on the radio. Like, I felt that way about like Stabbing Westward.
Thank you, Columbia House.
Yeah.
No. Somebody bought that for me 6 years ago.
Is it like gag gift, or did they think you'd like it?
I don't know. What do you think?
How would I know?
I'm asking you. What do you think?
It sounds like it would be a gag gift.
Okay. No, it was a gift. It was a nice gift from a friend.
Okay. Steve, what do you think about this song?
I don't have different feelings. We just talked about it's a great song. I feel sad that it's not on Spotify whenever I want to practice it. And I have to go to YouTube and search for the video.
Why did I gotta ask again? Are they driving this hard bargain with Spotify? Like they want the cash money and then Spotify's not giving it up? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. They probably can't find somebody to like clear it.
I learned this, I think, in the past week because Mark Hoppus was asked about the bonus tracks from Take Off Your Pants and Jacket and why they're not on Spotify. And the answer was kind of that the masters were owned by a recording company, a company that has been bought and sold and acquired several times. And I guess the term would be they couldn't get it clear, what you just said. So maybe that's kind of what it is. The person who has to give the okay is maybe unreachable. And sometimes the band doesn't even know how to make that happen. Because Blink straight up said they're trying, but they can't get those songs on Spotify.
Yeah. That's the bummer about not owning your own masters, which is like not as egregious anymore. But yeah.
Okay, but who in the F is going to buy the Dead Eye Dick Masters?
Maybe the same friend that gifted you that CD.
Yeah, Dead Eye Dick doesn't own their own master, so they're not able to say like, sure, go ahead and put it on Spotify. Some other company owns it, and then that company has just been sold a bunch of times, and now nobody's not. It's like it's not. They're not really sure who to ask and who has the right to grant the permission.
And those people might not even know that. They could be sitting on a gold mine.
Somebody come in with a briefcase full of hundreds or ones in
Hey,
bucks
man.
investors.
Hundreds of dollars a year.
Hundreds. All right. What I don't want to go first in this next one, so you guys pick. Insomniac.
I thought it was your turn, though.
I know I'm giving up my turn. I'm passing.
Okay, Steve, go ahead.
This one, we definitely played this one, and I like it. It's kind of just like she's got like an English voice, kind of has like a Brit rock vibe. Yeah, this is another one where it's just like it's a good song, but I don't know much about the band. I don't know much about Echo Belly at all, aside from this song.
I figured you'd like the bass in it. There's some pretty good heavy bass, but you didn't play bass in this cover band, so maybe you weren't focused on that.
I was not not as focused.
I found this one pretty average. I feel like it would be good for like the background, like some sort of driving scene. I actually figured out where it was.
I think that's
it's the same scene in the diner. Like it's this song and it's Crash Test Dummies. They're both, the scene is, probably 10 minutes long, and each of these songs are played during that same scene. So it's just background in the diner. Her voice is pretty, the tune is decent, but nothing else really to say about this one.
Yeah, it's filler 90s alt pop music. It's really what it is. Nothing offensive about it. You took the background music piece out of my mouth. That's what I was going to say. This is background music now in 2025, and it was in 94. I don't really know if this does anything else fantastic. She does this really high thing with her voice that's kind of cool, and there's some decent guitar effects, some pedal work and some other just bending of this. I don't really know, but it's just there's some effects that I thought were okay. So other than that, it's just a song. Nothing else to really say. And I did look up Simon Weinstock, and there's really very little about him. It's stuff about him being a producer, but that's pretty much it. So if you guys have better luck or know more about Simon Weinstock, I'd like to know. Let me know.
I have only ever known this to be by Echo Belly. I don't know. I see that you have that written as like he's a featured player on this, but yeah, I've only ever seen this as Echo Belly.
It must have been somewhere, either Spotify or Wikipedia. That's where I probably would have found that from.
Fair.
You still blew my mind that Ellen Reed is in Crash Test Dummies, but she's identified separately.
Hey, that's what the internet's just told me. Yes, on Spotify, this one says Insomniac, Echo Belly, comma Simon Weinstock.
Maybe like Blink-182 and Tom DeLonge.
That would be weird.
Okay, let's move on to If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself.
By Pete Droge.
How is this a real song? Like how?
I love it. So I just love the concept of this song. The chorus is just, if you don't love me, I'll kill myself. And I think that there's so much humor in that. It's gleeful to me.
Well, because it's like an unassuming
It's
90s.
so dark.
But like I'm talking about from a melody standpoint, it sounds like just another like just run of the mill 90s slow down alternative song. But then like he says that and you're like, what did he just say there? Like, what did I hear? So it's surreal in that way, and you're just not expecting it coming out of this guy's mouth and the music. It's not. Yeah, it sounds like Soul Asylum. It sounds like that kind of band. But then they talk about the fact that if you don't love me, I'll kill myself. So, I mean, hey, it has that kind of charm. I'll give you that. But I don't know if I have anything else to say. Steve Kelly, do you have anything else to add to this?
I just like how the first part of the song is like, I'm this rich hotshot, and I'm going to treat you really well. And then, like, I feel like it's the second verse where he's like, never mind. Actually, none of that's true. But I'll treat you right. And if you don't love me, I'll kill myself.
Should have went to me before he went back to Steve, because that's one of the things I was going to point out. Apparently Pete Roach is a somewhat successful singer that I'd never heard of, and I find the song very funny. Actually, I pointed out it's a second verse. He tells her all of these amazing things about who he is and what he'd do for her. Baby, I'm a millionaire. I'll make you a star. I'll make you a queen. I'll put your face in all the magazines. And then immediately in the third verse, just like, okay, so I lied, and none of that is true. I think that is hilarious. It's a pretty laid back, like kind of classic rocky, alternative rocky type song. Around this time, apparently he opened for Tom Petty, which I think is kind of fitting when you hear this song.
Sense.
Yeah, it's that kind of like light classic / alternative rock. There's definitely a wooden block or maybe a cowbell in there. It sounded more like a wooden block.
I think it's more of a wood block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can always appreciate that. Watched an entire documentary on the cowbell episode of Saturday Night Live and the differences between the wood block and the cowbell. So I appreciated that. And yeah, I thought the song was great. I liked it a lot. It kind of made me smile.
I can't believe that's a documentary.
Yeah,
it was good. I saw it too.
There's an SNL documentary. There's 4 episodes, and one of them is just on that sketch.
It was worthwhile. It was really good.
I thought it was its own documentary with like 6 episodes tied to it.
No, it was a good 45 minutes to an hour though on the one episode. On that one sketch.
Got it. Sounds fascinating.
It's it's streaming on the cock.
If you really need things to do, I can give you things to do. I have plenty of work that you can help me with.
I'll pass on that, but if it's an SNL documentary, I might be interested.
Yeah. Hey, what's an Eskimo freeze? You guys need to explain that to me, because he says, I need you more than an Eskimo freeze. I don't know what that means.
Is that like a popsicle or something?
I think
Is it a Klondike?
I think he's saying like, I need you more than an Eskimo needs like a freeze. Probably because they live in igloos and they need it to be cold.
They don't need, like, they could live in warm weather, couldn't they?
Yeah, maybe.
You know what I mean?
It's a nice metaphor, and there's a rhyme there.
Like, I could see where the sailor needs a breeze because it gets hot out on the open sea, in the sea,
and transportation.
But Eskimos, it could really go either way. It doesn't matter. They just have to be able to hunt and live on the land, and you can do that in the warm weather. They just have to be Eskimos because of where they live.
I thought it was like a treat, like an ice cream, or like a
it's
Slurpee.
like a Klondike.
Yeah, but I don't think he needs an Eskimo freeze.
Can somebody fact check
more
this?
than that?
Can we get? And I'm just talking about listeners. Can you guys fact check this on? Because I won't be able to sleep until you figure this out.
Yeah, I the Eskimo is also like a brand of coolers. It's not the easiest thing to Google.
A brand of Kool-Aid, you said?
Coolers.
Oh, like a Kool-Aid burst?
No, coolers like a place that you put items that you need to keep cool.
All right. So I'll tell you to move on now, because I don't think you're hearing my question properly.
Okay. Well, we can move on then to Crash the 95 mix.
Never mind, I can't, because I didn't listen to this one because I didn't know it was a song on here. So you guys are going to have to be the experts. I'll go to the next one after that.
This one was like kind of a little bit of a hit, I thought. Also, like, I thought this got some radio play too. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think this is a little bit more of like a known song. I don't know about the 95 mix bit of it.
I didn't see any charting data or anything, but you may be right.
Killer song. Love the intro on the guitar, the picked out thing. And this one is just, I remember playing this one. It's a lot of fun. It's just kind of like it's It just goes the whole way through.
Okay. Well, the Primitives, they're an English indie pop band, and I'm not particularly into like indie pop. Like the other thing is that I didn't hear a great audio like quality version of the song. I listened to it on YouTube, and I feel like the audio kind of sucked. So I didn't get the greatest listen to it. I should have called Steve and asked him to play his vinyl. It kind of just seems like every other one of those like kind of songs. It was a little too kind of cheesy for me. There are some na-na-na-na-nas in here that usually I'm a fan of those things, but these didn't really do it for me. So I wasn't a huge fan of this one.
Oh, that's right. I forgot to mention you had mentioned Dishwalla, and I forgot to mention that you're a big fan of those guys.
It's worth saying that the song came out in like the 80s. This is an 80s song. And I guess the 95 mix is just like a remix of it. You can hear like some instrumentation a little bit better in the 95 mix, but in general, it's the same song.
Yeah, maybe I should have just looked up the regular version.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. I'm pretty sure you would know it. Maybe I'm wrong because you listened to bad quality versions and it didn't ring a bell, but like I think this is a familiar song.
I thought you were going to tell him he listens to bad music.
I mean, that's possible too.
No, he knows that.
Yeah, and yeah. Apparently, there is a version on Spotify that has 42 million streams. So that's probably it. Just not the 95 version.
It's not the 95 mix.
No, it's a 1988 version.
I thought this came out in 1994.
It's true, but they may have just called it the 95 mix. I don't know. Maybe that's a plot hole.
Maybe they were future. Maybe they were future looking.
Maybe they were from the future.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah, they knew the movie was coming out probably like mid-December, so maybe they were just trying to be ahead of it.
The Primitives sound exactly the way you described them, though. Like if you think of a Euro pop alt band at this time, like that's what you would call yourselves, is the Primitives. Like it sounds so fitting.
And you could totally see that Echo Belly song and the Primitives being on like the same label. Like I feel like that is very similar stylistically.
Definitely.
Like I want to see these two bands go on tour together. The Primitives and Echo Belly last curtain call tour.
Chris, you're not paying money for that show. I know you.
I might. If you're going, I'm going. I'll tell you what, though. I will move on. I have nothing to say about this because I didn't listen to it. I want to listen to it when we're done here. I was going to make a joke about it being. I'm not going to make the joke about the crash. I'm not. I promised myself I wasn't going to do it.
Let's talk about Willy One Blood.
Bro, I can't. I hate this song. I hate this.
I hate this song. I hate it too.
This is not good. I can't think of a world where anybody would want to listen to this in any situation. Like what? Name one situation where you would sit down and listen to this. Give me one realistic situation. And I see the look on your face, Wingman Steve. I know you have a situation. So just say it.
Maybe if you really like Shaggy, but your Shaggy CD is scratched.
Isn't the intro to the movie, like the first scene in the movie?
This is how the
isn't
movie
that Shaggy?
starts. No,
this is how the movie starts.
That's this. The entire credits of the movie where he's driving in the limo are this song. Like there's multiple minutes of this song in the movie.
I think that's not true. I remember thinking like, oh, this is the intro song in the movie, and it's not. Am I wrong?
This is it. This is the intro song.
I remember thinking it would be Shaggy and being very disappointed. I find this song super annoying.
I don't think Shaggy was even around then.
Oh, Shaggy was around.
Was he?
Yeah.
Well, then this is Shaggy's, I don't know, cousin or something.
No, it's nothing to do with Shaggy. Like, what are we talking about? There's no Shaggy.
Shaggy wasn't out till, 95, Boom Boston.
It was Boom Shakalak. That's the intro, and that is not this song.
Really? So there's two reggae songs that sound the same?
Yeah.
And then this is the only one, they put this one on the soundtrack?
Yes. This is not the intro song.
Oh, maybe I just assumed because it was a freaking A
No.
reggae song that sounds kind of the same.
My brain conflated the same thing. Like it sounds like it is, but if it's not, I wouldn't be surprised if there is another song.
Okay, so I remember that being like so contentious when I was a kid and I got the soundtrack. I was so pissed off that this was not that song, and that song was nowhere on the soundtrack.
That is weird.
I'm
It
pissed
is weird.
off that I'm pissed off about this song. I'm pissed off about its existence. You know, we got a lot of reggae in the mid '90s, didn't we? We got Ina Kamosi. We got like Inner Circle, the Cop
Informer?
soundtrack. Was that reggae?
Kinda.
We got a bunch of it. It was a thing. But this is the most annoying of all reggae songs. Like this had to have been written just to annoy people. And maybe, you know, you're thinking about Dumb and Dumber, the most annoying sound in the world, the fact that they wanted something to match that. I have no idea. But guys, I don't understand why we're even talking about this right now.
Willie Oneblood is actually most known for this song, which actually charted to number 62. And I mean, I like the fact that he says the word rude boy many times. I like to hear that in a song. They also it sounds like he's doing the like, girl, you really got me now. Like they're specifically biting off that. And then there's this like Egyptian
there. It's in
horn.
there.
Yeah. And then there's like this Egyptian horn section. Yeah, I don't think I would like listen to this for pleasure.
What's an Egyptian horn, Steve?
Go back and listen to it. It's
You're talking about like
horn.
the
it's
like snake charmer music.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, like Egyptian sounding, not an actual Egyptian horn, like from Egypt.
No. Egyptian sounding horns.
Yes. I get you.
Man, oh, this song is so disappointing.
Yeah, it's no good, guys. It's terrible.
And you had to play it, didn't you?
No, this was the one that we didn't play. There was like in a set full of Dumb and Dumber soundtrack cover band songs, we had to be selective
Of
because
course.
it's not like we could play these 13 songs straight through.
Mm-hmm. Okay, makes sense. I'm sure you played this next song though.
Oh, the
Did we
Gigolo
play
ants.
this song?
This one could be the closer.
I think that it was because what a song. Where I Find My Heaven by the Gigolo Ants. Smash hit. And if not a smash hit, one of the two best songs on this album.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I'm not saying it's the worst one on the album. I'm saying I don't know if it's one of the two best. The Gigolo Ants. Doesn't that sound like a 90s band? The Gigolo Ants.
They are a 90s band.
That sounds like when you see those things on Facebook and you're like, the first letter of your first name and then the like month you were born and that makes your whatever name. That's like how they came up with this.
I just hear the song and I am on a mini bike riding up a
band-
mountain pass.
You know, if Bare Naked Ladies and the Bodines had a son, it would be the Gigolo Ants. Or a daughter, either way. Like that's what it sounds like. That's not being rude about it. It sounds like those two bands together plus something else, and I can't think of what that is right now. It's a fine song. It has a thing to it. It has a floatiness to it. The melody's good. What do you pull out of this that makes it so like you got to talk more about it? Like why?
This to me is like the best. It's up there with like the best Gin Blossom songs.
Oh,
there it is.
Stop throwing that to Steve before you get to me. Come on. He's taking all my words.
I mean, it just is. It's up
All
there
my
with
words.
like the most perfect 90s alternative, like VH1-esque band sounds, and then this is that. And I love this song.
So that's what I was missing. If the Bodines and the Bare Naked Ladies had a kid, but then they got divorced and they remarried, the Gin Blossoms this would be the kid of all of that.
Now you're
Steve.
cooking with gas. Yes.
Yeah.
Wingman Steve, sorry. I keep stealing your thunder.
It's funny. You pause, you stop your thoughts, and then Chris goes back to you, and then you take what I was going to say, and you have to stop. That's
This
just
is,
not
this
allowed
is great
anymore.
radio. Let's keep this going.
This song has a great tune. It has a great feel. I feel like it fits perfectly for a road trip comedy. Again, it's a mix of like rock and alternative with some almost like country-ish guitar riffs. The singer has the perfect voice for this type of music and this like time frame. And I wrote down that it was very Gin Blossomsy. It also has great vocal harmonies. There's a kick-ass drum section to it. I've never heard of a gigolo ant or more than one gigolo ant, but I thought the song was really, really good.
It's soaring. This is a soaring number. It's so good.
It's a soaring number.
This
And
was
then
this was a blast to play live.
Steve,
I mean,
you just liked it because you wanted to say Jim Blossoms, and you say Jim Blossoms every episode. So
I don't. Just when it makes sense.
You
And
find
Steve,
a way.
obviously it makes sense. Steve
it
said
makes sense here.
But you have to admit, you find a way to say Gin Blossoms in most episodes.
you make it seem as if I'm like the biggest Gin Blossoms fan. I only
I
say it
never
when it
said
makes
that.
sense.
I said you were the biggest Dishwalla fan, not Gin Blossoms.
Yeah, I'm not a big Dishwalla fan. Either.
Huge, like enormous.
That is an odd band to be like a huge fan of.
That's why I'm not. But he's, he found this joke and he's sticking with it.
Probably like top three. Top three.
I mean, you could be. It probably
Top
wouldn't take that
fans.
much effort for you to show up as like the top 0.1% of their listeners on Spotify.
That probably would not be that hard. I don't think.
Sorry, Dishwalla. I hope you're not listening.
Sorry, guys. Well, maybe the Butthole Surfers are listening, and we have a cover here of Hurdy Gurdy Man, and
It's a cover?
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Cover of what?
Donovan?
No.
Was this
Yeah.
a Donovan song?
I think it was. This one's kind of infuriating to me because
Yep.
the lyrics are basically inaudible. Like I get that the Butthole Surfers like to play with effects on their guitars and their vocals, but this is just unfucking listenable. Like I feel like I'm listening to someone possessed speaking in tongues instead of this song. And I actually like the song thanks to Howard Stern because I think that Howard actually like sang a version of this like live on his show like 20, 30 years ago or something. But that's the only reason why I really know this song, but I cannot mess with this version. This is not good in my ears. And the guy who wrote that article about like ranking the top songs on Dumb and Dumber soundtrack put this at number 1. I can't
What?
fucking believe that guy. Yeah.
So this is great. This is probably my favorite song on the entire album. I'm serious.
No
I'm
way.
so serious. No, I'm serious.
And you didn't know it was a cover?
No, I don't know. I can't hear what's going on at all. Like I don't. I thought it was me first of all. I thought I just couldn't understand. I thought there was something wrong with the way I was listening to the song.
Chris listened to this on acid and he was like, "Oh,
What was the Butthole Surfers like big hit song?
Pepper."
Yes,
Yeah,
Pepper.
Pepper. This sounds so different than that.
I
would
That
never
one
know it
has
was the
crazy
same band.
effects on it too.
It does.
Oh yeah, they love to do that stuff. They love crazy effects and guitars and then crazy stuff. But this has cool effects. I don't know what to feel about this. So when I'm listening, like I wouldn't listen to this at night in the dark because I feel like it would be unsettling to listen to like by yourself in the dark with all of the windows open in your house. Do you ever sit in the dark with in your house with all the windows open at night? Sometimes.
Not
I
really.
used to when like I was a kid and we didn't have my mom wouldn't let us turn the air conditioning on in the
Yeah.
summer, and I would just like sit with my windows open and like a box fan.
Yeah, because I mean, then the hurdy-gurdy man can get into your house, and that's the problem with doing that. And I feel like that is the hurdy-gurdy man. Like he is some sort of like Pumpkinhead type of
There's a
individual.
running there it is. There's a running theme, Chris.
It might be like this is what Pumpkinhead sounds like when he opens his mouth to try to talk to you. This is what comes out, what you're hearing in this song. See how it kind of all fits together?
I do.
But it's a cool guitar in the background, so I dig it. What do you think?
I skip this one a lot when I listen to the soundtrack. But I've never been in love with this one. Sorry, Butthole Surfers.
Oh man, you guys! I don't know what to do with you guys. I'm playing this for my kids next time I'm in the car.
You're gonna scare
I just
them.
want to see. I just want to see what they do. I just want to see.
Let us know how that works.
I will. Okay, who's next?
Oh man. Too Much of a Good Thing by the Suns. Take everything I said about the Gigolo Ants, Where I Found My Heaven, and I feel the same way about this song. This is another like really, really good 90s song. And from a band too, like I know nothing about. The Suns, as far as I know, could not find like another album from them. I remember when I had Napster, like trying to look up other songs by the Suns or Brett Riley and trying to figure out like who this band was, because this song is so good. This was one of the first ones I remember like feeling like I needed to learn how to play on guitar. That opening riff is so good. It's killer.
It's still kind of hard to find information on the Suns, even
Yeah.
like now. I think there's maybe been a couple of different bands called the Suns to find this. Who were the couple of Suns I tried to click on? They were like from 2015 or something like that. Like, and I'm like, no, that's not correct. This is
Clearly not them. Yeah.
early 90s. But I also got a similar vibe to Where I Find My Heaven by the Gigolo Ants. Like, I like the vocals, I like the guitars, I like the overall feel of the song. Several really cool guitar lines. About halfway through, we get some, I guess it's keys, some electronic elements to it. Maybe a little bit ironic to the title. I thought it was a little on the long side, the song, that may have been able to condense it a little bit. Maybe it was a
long
little
song.
too much of a good thing. But overall, I did like this one.
Yeah, the pros to me are I am a fan of this comfortable brand of 90s rock. There's something just relaxing about it. Do you think that people danced to this music? Can you see people in the 90s people with like the big, huge
Flannel
clothes?
shirts.
I don't know about dancing, but I would definitely say just like
slow dancing,
nodding their
like
head in a crowd.
like, dancing with somebody else, like, like kind of like this, like moving like this, you know what I mean? Like,
no one who's listening can see that, but yeah.
but you know what I mean? They know what I mean. They're thinking about it. Think about 90 people in the 90s, early 90s dancing with each other, but to this song in a video outside in the rain to muted colors with the band in the background singing live.
Like take whatever you would do to like an Alice in Chains song and then dial it back to about 10% of that. And that's what you would do to this song.
Yes. That's great. But I don't think it's too long, guys. It's too much. I don't like the jam band stuff at the end. I don't need that. I don't want to hear it. I hate's a real strong word. I don't want to hear it. I don't hate it. I don't want to hear it. I want it gone.
This has such a cool bridge. It has such a cool bridge.
I just like harmonicas. Like now I have all the harmonicas in a pillowcase ready to throw over into the river. I'm going to throw the organ music right there with it. Like the organ is going into the river too. I'm throwing that there. I don't want it.
I dig the organ. I like the bridge so much on this song. I'm glad you mentioned it, even though it was in tearing it down a little bit. But I think that they do some really interesting chord changes. And when we were like learning how to play this, it was like it's the solo part, and there are some really unexpected chords that it took a while to figure out like what they were actually doing there on the rhythm section. This is such a good song and outro section. I really think that the way they break it down and it gets like very, very quiet near the end, and then they build it back up to like a big crescendo is awesome.
Did you have an organ in your band?
Yeah, we had a keyboard player, multi-instrumentalist. She had to play the harmonica part and the keys to this, so the organ. And she was killer.
Oh, she
Shout
played the
out, Fiona.
harmonica too, like a real harmonica?
No, just like on the keys.
Oh.
I know. I would have played the harmonica had I not been dissuaded to follow that dream.
It's not too late.
You
It is.
can do it. You can
No.
do it.
It very much is, guys.
Would you play like the candy bar harmonica or like the round harmonica? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't know the difference between them. I just know that like you have to get one in every key.
Mm. I didn't know that was the thing.
Yeah, the harmonica is like built to a key, and if you need a different one, you have to like put that one in your harmonica case that you wear because you're John Popper, and you pull out a different one and for a different song.
Steven Tyler plays harmonica too.
Mm-hmm.
So John Popper probably had like a suitcase full of harmonicas.
I think he wore them in his vest. You know how he wears that like vest? That's like a harmonica vest.
He has a
My friend got into a Twitter war with John Popper, and so we ended up going through a lot of the. He gets into Twitter wars with a lot of people, or at least he did a few years ago. And one of my favorite comments that was not from me or my friend, but I just thought it was hilarious, is that he responded to something, and then someone just said to him, "Fat fucking harmonica asshole," and I just. I thought that was hilarious.
How in the world do you get into a Twitter feud with John Popper?
It's actually pretty easy. If you just tag him and give any sort of feedback that isn't positive to the Blues Traveler show that you just watched, he sits on his bus and goes through all of that. Or at least he did in about 2018, which is when this happened.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's sensitive. You know,
It was funny though.
Be nice to John. You know, he does good things. Well, what's the accent, by the way, here that these guys have? That's my last thought. Are we talking? Is this Irish or Scottish or something else?
I don't know because, like I said, man, don't know anything about Brett Riley or the Suns.
Gotta figure. It's like it's the future, and we can't figure that out right now. We got to figure it out. Ask AI; they'll tell you.
I wish I could, man. I wish I knew more.
Oh my god!
But I think you might be onto something. It could be Irish.
It might be Scottish though, or other Welsh.
Let's talk about another Green band that wasn't Green Day in the 90s. That was Green Jelly.
I like that. This is
Okay.
another
for
second song from a band that I know one song.
The Bear song, not Three Little Pigs.
Right. Well, first it was pigs. Now
Mhm.
it's bears. Are these guys putting themselves in some sort of box? I mean, I'll just say it's based on the, like, whatever you call it, the Bear Went Over the Mountain nursery rhyme or folktale or whatever. These guys obviously, Green Jelly, you know, they did the Three Little Pigs song. They obviously don't take themselves too seriously, but the song itself has some pretty sick bass lines in it. They're bringing up like a metal. I don't know if it's a joke song or whatever you want to call it. It's a metal.
They have a shtick.
A metal shticky song into the mix on the soundtrack, which, you know, that's fine. I think that's pretty cool.
Is this a nursery rhyme? Is that what this is?
What do you call The Bear Went Over the Mountain? Is it a nursery rhyme or is it a folk tale? It's something like that. Yeah. It's a kid's sing along campfire. It's a campfire song.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
bear went over the mountain. The bear went over the mountain. The bear went over the mountain.
To see what he could see.
Yes.
Yeah. This song rocks. Like, I love this one. I love Green Jello though. Like, it's okay. Green Jelly.
Ooh,
You know-
that is the original name.
That's
Yeah.
why I did it. I actually
Copyright infringement.
I have a cassette tape that says Green Jello on it from when they first came out too. I bet you
Oh,
that's
you're a
worth a
fan
couple
from
bucks.
all the way back.
Hell yeah. Well, it's a single. It's not the entire album, but it's just a single. But
That was
that's pretty
economical.
cool. I like this. I like their shtick. I do. I think it's entertaining, And I like the harder guitars in the background. They do a pretty decent melody with that. And that's about it. So I would say this is definitely one that I would listen to again.
I feel like I've listened to this song so many times because it's right after Too Much of a Good Thing. And so like I would get the first little bit of this and I was like, this isn't the same genre at all as Too Much of a Good Thing. And I would go back and listen to that one. And then it happened so many times that I was like, never mind. I really like the Bear song by Green Jelly, Let It Roll. And now I love this song too. This song is great. It just rocks. It's so dumb.
Did you guys do this one?
Yes. I don't know that we ever
Thank
played it
God.
live, but it was one of those ones where we were like, we got it in the bag if we ever need it. Like, we'll play this one.
By the way, is this band defunct, or are we just on hiatus until an opportunity arises?
Maybe that. Chris
Okay.
lives back in Pittsburgh now. He moved to Pittsburgh. Dale is, I think, still in Brooklyn, but I think he's still in Brooklyn. And
So you're saying there's a chance?
I'm saying there's a chance.
So if we needed to hire you guys for a party, you would do it.
I'm saying there's a chance.
Interesting.
Mab's in North Carolina, so like it would be tough to get us all together. But it could happen.
It
We
could
could figure
happen.
this out, Steve. We could have a high school never end party.
Let's see what the reaction is to this episode, and then we'll take it from there.
We used to practice in this place, like we practiced in this great place in Manhattan, and they had like a killer AV setup. So I have videos and videos and videos of us like practicing all of these songs. And it's really cool because they would like let us run all of the guitar amps through a mixing board and it sounded pretty professional. And that was a delight. And then that place flooded and it never opened after COVID.
Bummer.
Is
Yeah.
it still there? It's still there, though.
It's not still there. The building is there, but they shut down the recording facility.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but the building's there, so you could technically still get in.
Maybe.
I think that you wouldn't need too much practice if we wanted you to do that. And Steve, we could do like a 90s theme. People would have to dress up like they're from the year 1994.
Or everyone just has to wear
Ooh, I love
something
that.
from Dumb and Dumber.
I won't do that.
No?
I have the big hat somewhere.
You can. I think it's a choice. You can choose to do that, or you can just dress like it's 1994.
Okay. Hammer pants?
You could bring props though, which we always brought to the shows.
Nice.
And somebody bought a parrot and wrapped its head in tape.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good,
really
yeah.
good.
That's well thought through.
All right. Next song we got is called Take by the Lupins. Did I say that right, Steve?
You did, yeah.
Why don't you kick this one off?
This one we never played. I am pretty sure it has a bass line that is very tough to play, or guitar line that and I feel like this is played when they're driving at night, maybe like before they go to the 7-Eleven.
They're on the way to Aspen. Yeah.
Yeah. I like this song. I can listen to it. I think it's pretty good. That's how I feel about it.
The article that I read that ranked all the songs called this song just an awful hodgepodge of 90s Britpop compost. And then in capital letters, it said skipped with extreme prejudice. And I think I agree with the first statement that it is a hodgepodge of 90s Britpop compost. But I like the chorus and the guitar line. So I would not skip it with extreme prejudice.
The song's fine.
Yeah. It's fine. I'll listen to
No,
it.
yeah, I don't think so. I think this is like shitty Oasis. It's just so average, guys. Like it's so average it hurts me down deep.
Maybe Chris
How
wrote this
average it
article
is.
I read.
Oh God, this is bad. Like I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't even. How do you skip a song without even going to the track? Like I don't think that's possible, right?
It's a little bit of a confusing genre mishmash, right? It's not like it's not Oasis because it's not quite as like classic rock influenced. It is kind of like seedy. I don't know. Elastica type, but it's like more electric instruments. Not, I don't know. That's where my head goes.
Yeah, you know what? You just solved the biggest mystery I've had all week, and I could not think of Elastica. Could not think of it, and you just did it, and that's exactly what was in my head. So there you go. You saved the day. You saved my day, Steve. Thank you.
Maybe like I could see Garbage playing this song.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
mean, it is garbage, but you know, we no. Look, I don't want to be so down. Like I want to have fun. You guys don't understand that. Like people are like, oh, Chris is like always bringing me down with this stuff. It's like, guys, like I love to have fun too. I'm a fun guy, but sometimes I just can't. It doesn't let me. It just doesn't let me. It doesn't want me to.
Usually
neither
fun
does-
guys have to say, I'm a fun guy.
Neither does Delight.
We got 2 cover songs to end this record.
Yeah, let's talk about You Sexy Thing.
Do you like
Like-
Delight? Do you guys like Delight? Not the cover. Do you like Delight?
Dash light.
Do you like this band? Groove is in the Heart. Do you think that's interesting?
Do you know that in 2016, Billboard ranked D-Light the 55th most successful dance group of all time?
Wow.
Who was number one? CNC Music Factory?
I have no idea. I didn't look at the whole list. I just saw that fact.
I hope they were.
Well, I don't know. This originally was by Hot Chocolate, British soul band. Yes,
Maybe.
that's who. I mean, everybody knows the song.
Yeah,
I
you know the
believe in
song.
miracles. There you from. It's usually like a Snickers commercial or something like that.
Oh
that you're
yeah.
looking at.
Like that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the song, and you know, I think that the female voice in this version in D-Light, her name is Lady Miss Keir, not a reference to Severance, obviously, because this was 1994. But I think that she has a good voice. But I don't know, what can I really say? They took a famous soul song and updated it with some dance vibes and some DJ scratches, and it's fine. And they play it in the movie after they buy all their shit because they realize that the suitcase has the money in it, and it fits very well there. But
Yeah, it does.
I don't have anything else to really say about this song.
Go ahead, Steve.
I don't either, man. This is like I said, they bounce around to a lot of different genres in this soundtrack, and this is certainly like the aside from maybe like the Willy One Bud track, the only like dance song that I can really see here. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
It's
I like
fine.
covers though. I do. I like covers. I like bands that do covers that you wouldn't expect to do covers. I wouldn't expect D-Light to do this cover. D-Light is really weird. They're a weird dance band. They do a bunch of different things that are weird. They mold different sounds together. Although, like, I'm coming at it from the lens of a kid in 1994 listening to D-Light and not really understanding what it was that they were. I guess they were just a dance band. I guess maybe that's all they were, and they weren't something groundbreaking or new or interesting or crazy. So I guess my fascination with this band is not really warranted. The song itself is fine. Like it's not some outstanding cover. It's just basically D-Light, Groove is in the Heart, singing this song. That's all it is. And if you like that, you're going to love this. If you don't love that, move on to the next song.
And
Which
you
is
won't
also a
have to
cover.
walk 500 miles.
Hi-yo.
Oh, man.
It's another one-hit wonder with another song, but this is not an original song. This is a cover song.
I don't think the Proclaimers are a one-hit wonder.
What? What
They
other
have several
Proclaimer song
songs.
do you know aside from I Would Walk 500
I'm on
miles?
my way. I'm on my way. Like you heard that in Shrek?
I think a hit has to again, our one-hit wonder friends would know. I think this is a one-hit wonder.
Why would they know? I'm telling you that it's
Because
not a
they're-
one-hit wonder. No, they
because
don't.
they're the experts.
No, incorrect. I'm the expert, and I'm telling you.
You're a self-proclaimed. You're a self-proclaimer.
Oh, but somebody gave them the title of one-hit wonder experts. Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris. I will
live in
give
that
you.
world.
I will give you your due here. Looking at Spotify at the Proclaimer songs. I'm gonna be 500 miles has 876 million streams.
Hell yeah.
I'm on my way has 80 million streams, almost 81. But even that is surprising to me. So I would count that as a hit.
Boom. Okay, so Steve, I want you to mark this down, write it down, please. Send it in a nice little envelope to whoever you like at that other podcast and let them know that I knew more about the Proclaimers than they did. And you. Please do right now.
I think that
I don't see you writing.
I'm not writing anything. I'm trying to find out if it charted in the
Here we
United
go.
States.
Here we go with the fact checking.
Okay. Anyways, Proclaimers.
I'm on my way.
Get
Failed
ready.
to chart despite
Steve.
gaining airplay on 12 U.S. pop radio stations.
Yeah.
Steve, tell me about Get Ready. Who was it originally by? Give me some facts.
Factoids.
I know it, but go ahead, Steve. I'll let you have this one.
No, Chris, come with the factoids.
Temptations.
Correct.
That was the answer to the question, was it?
Yeah, by the Temptations.
Bring the rest of them. Bring the rest of the factoids.
Oh, I don't have any other factoids. Just who this is originally by.
It is weird to hear these guys sing this song because they say true, like they have that thick accent and they say these words that are from the song I Want to Be 500 Miles, but it's not that song. So I love it. I love the Proclaimers. I think that their voices are great. I want to hear them sing more. I want to hear them do an entire cover band album. I want to hear it. I don't know why they haven't done it yet. Can we get them to do it? We figure that out. They're still around. They have to be. I like this song.
You mean like On This Earth?
I really do like this song. I think
Me
it's a
too.
great.
This
This is one of those household names that I was talking about. Like people know the Proclaimers. They are a household name.
Yeah, not like a super popular band outside of, 500 miles or I'm on my way, but
Multiple hits, multiple hit band.
multiple hits for sure.
One hit.
Undisputed. There are definitely multiple hits. Nobody's
Undisputed.
disputing that. But I would hesitate to call them a household name. But I probably one of the biggest acts on this soundtrack.
Bigger than Green Jelly?
Oh yeah.
Almost 1 billion streams, Steve.
That's a lot of streams. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You hear that? You hear their song everywhere, like everywhere.
I was being facetious.
Wow.
Yeah. Great song. Great soundtrack.
All right. Well, I guess I'll wrap this guy up here. I like his accent. I like their accent on the lyrics. I think they're fun. They take this old school Temptation song and they made it rock. They have some nice guitar work. It's it's featured when they kind of start their road trip. Get ready. I thought it's a good way. It's probably a good way to end an album. It actually could have been a good way to like start an album, but I liked it here. I thought it was a good cover song. And that's it.
That's it, guys. We did it.
Ooh, can I mention a couple other songs that I think are worth talking about when we talk about the soundtrack?
Sure.
So this was maybe one of the first soundtracks that I got, and I was like, but there's all these other songs in the movie. Why aren't they on the soundtrack?
Yeah.
And a couple of them were, we've already talked about Crash Test Dummies, that is played at like the very end of the movie, I think. There is The Rain, the Park, and Other Things by the Cowsills. That is the where he's like daydreaming about dating and being married to Mary.
Yep.
Pretty Woman, when they're getting their when they're getting all done up. And then there's a Todd Rundgren song called "Can We Still Be Friends" that is also played, I think, near the very end. And I love that song so much because of this movie.
I wonder why. I always wondered this, and I'm sure again, there's probably a business reason why, but why is there songs that appear in the movie that don't appear on the soundtrack? Is it just purely money?
That I don't know, because they had to pay for the rights anyway. Right?
But
to put it on the soundtrack, I think is probably slightly different. Because now you're paying for like duplication of a physical product to go out and sell in stores. So, some of those artists like Roy Orbison may have been like, I want a bigger royalty
And
if you're going out and selling this on a soundtrack.
I could see that. I guess the Crash Test Dummies aren't going to say the same thing. They're not going to demand the same dollar amount that Roy Orbison would. They're might,
happy
though.
to get
and they need the exposure.
Featured. Yeah.
Very, very true. Guys, anything else about Steve? Any other factoids or anything else you want to kind of throw in there before we go to the next segment?
Which Steve?
Either one.
I think I'm good. I think I spit out all the factoids that I have for today.
Me too.
All right. Well, I'm going to ask you for more factoids in the form of your rank, because we got to do ranking it. So I think you guys know the drill. We got to rank our top 3 favorite songs off this soundtrack in order from 3 to 1. It's a segment we called Ranking It, so it kind of speaks for itself. Steve, Kelly, you're the guest, so you got to kick us off.
Ranking It. Here we go. This one is super easy for me, guys. Super, super easy. We're going to go If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself by Pete Droge. I don't know. Where I Find My Heaven by the Gigolo Ants. And coming in at the top spot is Too Much of a Good Thing by the Suns. Honorable mention to the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead.
All right. I'll go next, and we'll let Wingman Steve wrap us up. I changed my mind about the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead, even though it was unsettling in a lot of ways. And my mind manufactured something that was not actually the case, tied to the story of the song. I went in a much different direction than what it actually meant. I'm going to put that at number 3. Number 2, I definitely am going Hurdy-Gurdy Man for a lot of the same reasons. And the fact that I think there's some continuity between the two. Plus, I like the Butthole Surfers. And I think that there is a decent song here, even though the lyrics really throw me off. And I think that the number 1 song, I gotta go with Proclaimers. Get ready. I really just like the Proclaimers. And I like the fact that they have multiple hits. That really, really turns me on to this band. So I'm going to go with them as my number 1.
Well, they only have 1 hit, but that's cool. That's cool. I think my list is going to be quite similar, but a little different than Steve's. Number 3, I'm going with the Gigolo Ants, Where I Find My Heaven. Number 2, definitely If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself. And number 1, I'm going with the Crash Test Dummies and Ellen Reed, or just the Crash Test Dummies, since she's part of the band, and the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead. I thought that was the best song on the record.
All right. Well, that was fun, but let's have just a little bit more fun. With these movie episodes, we like to have a second Ranking It. And once again, I am going to pull an audible. I have a really, really different one for us to do. Guys, I'd like for you to rank in order 3, 2, 1 your favorite Farrelly Brothers movie. 3, 2, 1.
Well, I'll go first because I had the Wikipedia with the list all already up on my screen. So let me take a quick look here at what they've done. So this could be if they were writers or directors. Is there any other stipulation? They're just involved?
No other stipulation.
Okay, I think then I will go number 3, Me, Myself, and Irene. Number 2, There's Something About Mary, and number 1, Kingpin. And if you guys
All right.
want to, I could put the link in the chat if that would help you real quick.
Steve, Kelly, do you need a second? Because I'll go next.
No, I'm ready to go.
All right, go ahead.
I would go Shallow Hal, Kingpin, Dumb and Dumber.
Ooh, Michelle, no. Nobody won Three Stooges.
No, I think that was a bad movie.
Oh, I gotta go chalk, guys. I'm going. I gotta go Shallow Hal, Mary, and then Kingpin.
That was very close to mine. You know what? There's a movie on here that I overlooked a little bit that I'm not going to change my rank in it, but Stuck on You, the
Stuck on
comedy
You.
where Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear
Yeah,
are
Stuck on You.
conjoined twins, is fucking hilarious and underappreciated.
That's going to take over at Shallow Hal for me. That is a great movie. I completely forgot about it. I have not watched it in forever.
It's so
It's great.
good. I haven't seen it in a long time. I
You
might even put that over Me, Myself, and Irene.
You forgot about Osmosis Jones. You don't like that one?
I don't think that was one that really. That's an animated movie.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that was one I cared for.
Sorry.
And I do like the Heartbreak Kid a lot, but yeah, they've got a lot of good movies. These guys are funny.
Three Stooges.
Steve, thank you so much for joining us and for inspiring this choice. Anything that you're up to? Do you want to tell people about any of your stuff?
No, man, not today. I think, look, I feel like not doing a lot of music stuff right now. Need to sometime soon, but if you guys want to listen to Port Maria, that'd be cool. And thanks
Port
for
Maria
listening
Band?
to me talk about whatever. Thanks for listening to me talk about Dumb and Dumber, listeners. This was a pleasure for me, guys. Thanks for having me on.
I'm glad we had you on too, because I'll tell you what, like without you here and really the really cool stuff about you playing this in a band that's specialized in this album soundtrack, I think that just made the episode. Like I really don't know if I would have gotten the perspective that you gave on these albums. I was ready to come trash this, but you kind of made me think about it a little bit different of a way. So I'll give you a lot of credit. But that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Movie May. Do you like the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack? We'd love to hear about it. And there's plenty of ways that you can let us know. One of the best ways is to join our Discord server. That's where we can talk live and get your thoughts and feedback in real time on what you thought about the episode. Whether or not the Proclaimers are definitely a 2 multi-hit band, which they are, or anything else that really came to be interesting from this conversation or any other conversation from any of the other shows that you might listen to. So join us on that. Also check us out if you have Spotify or iTunes. We'd love to get your ratings, whatever rating that may be. We'd love to see them. Obviously, a written review would be great too. So go ahead and check that out. And don't forget about our website, www.hsnepod.com. That will link you to those things in addition to our shop, where we have a ton of cool stuff that you can purchase for your very own.
Yep. Follow us on the socials at HSNEPod, like High School Never Ends Pod, and you can join our Patreon, where we have bonus content and special episodes. Shout out to our patrons: Punkish Dad, Jeff, Ashley, Sam, Nick, Jason, Tom. Usually do that in the beginning of the episode, but thought we would save it for now. Join our Patreon, patreon.com/HSNEpod. We're going to be back next week, another Movie May soundtrack edition episode. Until then, keep on rocking your dad bods, stir up your rock hands, and blast pop punk.
Dragon Wagon.